formerly owned by the Philadelphia and Reading Coal and Iron Company, and it operated from 1911 to 1931. During those 20 years, it employed 35 men, 10 mules, and a handful of young boys, but it did produce 400 tons of coal daily. It was shut down in the early 30s during the Great Depression, and then reopened in 1962 as a tourist attraction. Right behind us here, we have our Mammoth vein of coal right here. Now, it got its name Mammoth because it's actually the largest vein of anthracite coal that we have in Pennsylvania. The vein of coal right here is 50 foot thick, and it extends from this rock, what we call the bottom rock. The 50 foot of coal runs all the way down to the first set of timber down there. This same vein of coal, 2 miles to the west of us, has known to go as high as 200 foot thick. It will also run for 40 miles east and west. The vein of coal will follow the pitch of this rock right here, which is on 50 degrees pitch. And the 50 foot of coal will run on a 50-degree pitch for 400 feet right to the surface of the mountain. Down it will go in the same 50-degree pitch for 2,000 feet. The vein of coal will run down underneath the town of Ashland. It will flatten out underneath the town, or what we call basin out, take pitch again and come back up through the tunnel. We were coming from north to south. The veins of coal are running east and west. So as we're driving through the tunnel, we're cutting through the various veins of coal. By the time we get into the end of the tunnel, we have 10 major veins of coal. Now we can pick out the nicest veins and just work those veins alone. All the coal that was pulled out of the mine was pulled out of here by mule alone. If you were 14 years old, you could get a job in the mine. You made $1.75 a day. And once those mules had 20 loaded cars outside, they had a steam locomotive out there just like the one we have. So if you go outside and ride that steam train, the same ride you're going to take on the train is the same ride that the loaded coal cars took out to the east end of the mountain, and that's where the breaker sat. Now, a breaker is a plant designed to clean and size the coal and get it ready for sale. Back in the old days, the only cleaning facilities that they had inside of those breakers are what we call breaker boys. They were the 10, 11, and 12-year-old boys. They'd be sitting on the hillside breaker. As the coal came down by them on the chutes, they would be picking the rock and the slate out of the coal. It's the only cleaning facilities there was at that time, and those boys were paid 90 cents a day. The only means of drilling the old miners had were these old hand drills right here. We call them hand geigers, okay? That's before 1900 they had to use those drills. By the time this mine started, they had compressed air drilling so they could use these air drills. And this jackhammer right here is the type of jackhammer that was used to drill the rock through the main tunnel. But before 1900 was those old hand geigers. And right there, guys, another vein of coal we have right there where my light is shining. Surely isn't anything like that Mammoth vein we just seen, but it gives you a good idea here how the veins of coal are running. If you follow my light up there, you can see the vein of coal running up on 60-degree pitch. It will continue on that same pitch for 400 feet and run right to the surface of the mountain. It will come outside on the surface of the mountain as a black sandy dirt, what we call outcrop. So as far back as when the Indians were roaming over the mountains, they seen the black dirt, but they just didn't realize at that time that it does burn. It wasn't until 1790, a guy by the name of Nico Allen, he built his campfire one night on top of the black dirt. Well, when he woke up in the morning, he had quite a fire going. That was around 1790. But you have to remember throughout the tour, the veins of coal are not laying flat. They're running up on vertical pitches, so the miners have to go up after the coal to mine the coal. Where we're standing right here is what we call the gangway. This is where the mules will bring the empty coal cars in. As this gangway is advanced through the mountain, every 60 feet off of the gangway, the miners will take a chute off of it, and they'll follow that vein of coal, mining the coal, and go 6 foot at a time, right to the top of the mountain. So if you follow me in here, guys, I'll show you the first chute going up, just the opposite of it.